Welcome to the Joy Business Report, everyone. Coming up, global oil prices are expected to stabilize around $84 a barrel for the rest of the year, according to Fitch Solutions. We'll tell you what that means for developing economies like Ghana. Also, Finance Ministry commits to prompt payment of coupons on new debt exchange bonds and be prepared to pay more for services in the hospitality industry following an increase in water and utility tariffs. There's warning from the Ghana Hotels Association. Details coming up. My name is Daryl Kwao. Thanks for being with us. Hello to you listening from Koforidi on KTU Radio. First up, oil prices are expected to stabilize around $84 a barrel for the rest of the year. According to Fitch Solutions, this will impact on inflation. The UK-based firm pointed out that inflation will go down slightly in most economies, including Ghana. Ghana is hoping to rake in $1.4 billion in oil revenue by the end of this year at initial projection price of $88 a barrel. Here's John Ashbourne, global economist, emerging markets at Fitch Solutions.
Oil prices in dollars per barrel. Obviously a huge peak in 2022 with the Russian invasion of Ukraine and subsequent shock. Since then, oil prices have come down a great deal, and we think they'll remain relatively stable over the remainder of 2023 and into 2024. So oil prices stabilizing at around $83, $84 per barrel. This shows the change in commodity prices in each of these years compared to the year preceding it. So in 2022, the average price in 2022 compared to the price in 2021, in 2023 compared to 2022, and so on. And the shape is relatively similar, which is to say that prices of most commodities jumped very dramatically in 2022. That's most obvious.
You had John Ashbourne there, global economist, emerging markets at Fitch Solutions. The Finance Ministry has assured that it is committed to honoring all future payment obligations for the new domestic debt exchange bonds. The assurance was captured in a statement issued by the ministry after it released 2.4 billion cedis on Tuesday to settle the coupons on the papers. It added that the restructured bonds should form the basis for rapid recovery of the economy. The Finance Ministry also believes that this action by government will help in ensuring credible and strong domestic securities trading market. In a related development, financial economist Professor Lord Mensah says government will be able to hit its targets for the second round of debt exchange program. Listen.
Most of these, funds like the pension fund and the bills are people's investment. So you don't expect that when government issues, instrument of that sort or restructure the debt, the fund managers would take up the burden. They may need time to go and consult, their investors. So, and looking at how government almost reneged on its promises when it came to those who couldn't take the first wave of restructuring the payment of their principal and then their coupons. It has pushed some kind of fear into the Ghanaian investor that, hey, if you don't hook up to the new bond, your old bond may likely to go junk. So obviously you may have to, hold on to the new one. That is why we see that kind of participation.
You had financial economist Professor Lord Mensah. The Ghana Hotels Association has expressed worry the recent upward adjustment in electricity and water tariffs will have a major impact on the operations. According to the association, several appeals to the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission to consider the current economic conditions on the operations of the hospitality industry have yielded no positive results. The PRC has announced that effective the 1st of September, there will be an increase in electricity and water tariffs by 4.22% and 1.18% respectively. Now, reacting to this, President of the Ghana Hotels Association, Dr. Edward Akanyameke Jr., advised customers to brace to pay more for their services going forward.
It will certainly affect our business if you look at the general picture because we use electricity for all kinds of things, and those who also work for us in terms of vendors and then other operatives also use the utility. So we are going to pay more, they will also be paying more, and they will also demand more with the services that they provide for us. So certainly the impact will be there. However, there's a saying that to be forewarned for harm. So the hoteliers are aware of the quarterly adjustment which PRC has made it abundantly clear. We will still have to ensure that we stay in business, and that will call for some.
President of Ghana Hotels Association, Dr. Edward Akanyamike Jr. Meanwhile, the Association of Ghana Industry says it expects a stable economy to further ensure a reduction in utility tariffs to reduce the cost of operations. Chief Executive Sir Chuma Kwawa says even though the increase in tariffs does not affect industry, the manufacturing subsector is still struggling to break even. He spoke to Joy Business at the launch of the 12th AGI Ghana Industries and Quality Awards.
We were not expecting an increment in tariffs for industry, and that's exactly what happened. So PRC has done well, and we welcome the current release. It means that we go by the automatic adjustment formula. When the parameters have been changed, there's no point in changing the tariff. If parameters improves, then we should have a reduction in the tariff levels. Of course, if it goes up, then some adjustment will also be tolerated. So that is how the system has been, and therefore for this particular tariff, there's no increment in electricity tariff for industry.
Sir Chuma Kwawa is Chief Executive of the Association of Ghana Industries. In other news, the Secretary General of the Trades Union Congress, Dr. Anthony Yalba, has called for social protection policies to improve the economic conditions of the marginalized in society. According to him, government would have to find ingenious ways to introduce tax policies targeted at the upper class. He has been speaking at a conference organized by the Institute of Economic Affairs in collaboration with the Chinese Embassy on poverty alleviation.
So, it's so easy for people who haven't seen poverty to blame people who are suffering poverty to say that they are lazy. Ghanaians are not lazy people. The conditions are really tough. If these conditions exist elsewhere where they have developed, perhaps they wouldn't have developed the way they have done it. So that is why those who are doing well must be taxed to support those who are not doing well. And we need to be able to tax people who have more than they need to help those who really need support.
Dr. Anthony Alba is Secretary General of the Trades Union Congress. The Ghana Revenue Authority has collected about 440 million cedis from e-commerce businesses since the introduction of taxes on their services in the latter part of 2022. According to Commissioner General of the GRA, Reverend Dr. Amishadai Osuamwa, about 110 firms have registered on the portal created and paying their taxes. He revealed this to Joy Business after addressing the 11th Annual International Tax Conference in Accra.
This year's tax conference theme, Taxation and Economic Development, a review of Ghana's tax policy, was chosen to reflect the current state of the country's tax collection, which has been very low as compared to other countries. According to the Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority, Reverend Amishadai Owusu-Amwa, the tax ratio is experiencing some astronomical growth as many businesses have been registered in the last few months. He further disclosed that since the launch of the tax on digital services, the country has raked in about 440 million cedis.
This portal, many online businesses have registered, and I mentioned that in the last 6 months we have collected over 440 million from these e-commerce through the platform. Now, most of these e-commerce platforms, they work through payment platforms in Ghana.
Speaking on behalf of the President of Ghana, Senior Presidential Advisor Yao Osafo-Maafo appealed to the Institute of Taxation Ghana to partner with the Ghana Education Service to formulate policies on tax education.
I charge the China Institute of Taxation to help fashion out a program that will help educate Ghanaians on taxation and the need to pay taxes.
Ibn Sabute's report for Joy Business.
Up next, Investor Eye, and today if you fall victim to a fraudulent investment scheme, always remember to be calm and do not panic. Make sure you keep all documents related to the investment safe and take pictures of all electronic transactions as evidence for investigations. Listen to Head of Technical, ICT and Digital Forensic at the Economic and Organized Crime Office, Amankwata.
If an individual realizes they have been duped or deceived, there are several immediate remedial measures they can take. Here are some of the steps to be considered. 1. Stay calm and control your emotions. It is important to remain calm and composed when you discovering that you have been duped. Losing your control can sometimes further mistakes or impulsive decisions. 2. Gather evidence. Try to gather all available evidence of the deception. This includes any documents, email, message, or other form of communication that can support your claim. Take snapshots, that's screenshots, photos, or make copies of relevant record to preserve the evidence.
And Investor Eye comes your way next week, Tuesday. Make a date. Before we go, let's check the markets this morning, beginning with the commodity market.